If you're listening right now, I want to talk directly to you. Maybe you've been dealing with ongoing pain, your knees, your back, your joints. Maybe you've been fighting with swelling or lasting chest stuffiness that just won't go away. Or maybe, like so many of us, you're simply tired of grabbing one more bottle of pills and wondering if there's a gentler, more natural way to feel better. Today, I want to share with you something basic. It's a treatment that has been around for many years. It's made of two things you probably already have in your kitchen: castor oil and garlic. This isn't some overnight wonder, but what I can tell you from my own time using it and from countless others is that it works. And if you give it just 7 days, it could change the way your body feels, maybe even the way you feel about growing older. This is not just about easing pain. It's about bringing your body back into balance. It's about waking up with less tightness, breathing a little easier, moving a little more freely, and most of all, feeling a sense of comfort and control again. So if that speaks to you, stay with me. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how to use this mix, what it can help with, and why it just might be the best kept secret in natural healing. Let's begin. The power of castor oil. Let's begin with castor oil. If you've never used it before, it might just look like a thick golden liquid in a bottle. But don't let its plain look fool you. Castor oil is one of the most powerful natural substances for healing that we've ever known. And what makes it so special is this: it goes deeper than any other oil. When you put castor oil on the skin, it doesn't just sit there. It soaks in. It moves into the deeper layers of your tissue, right where the pain and swelling live. And once it's there, it begins to soften, to break things down, and to help your body release what it no longer needs. People have used castor oil for hundreds of years to treat swelling, pain, blocked bowels, skin problems, and even scar tissue. But here's what I want you to know. It's not just what castor oil does, it's how it feels when it starts working. That slow warmth, that gentle loosening. It's almost like your body says, "Thank you, I needed that." I've used it on my wrists, on my knees, on my lower back, and every time, with a little patience and steady use, I felt better. Not just in the moment, but over time. Less hurting, less tightness, better sleep. And the best part? It's safe, natural, and easy to use. No side effects, no doctor's orders, just something your body knows and welcomes. But like I said in the beginning, castor oil becomes even more powerful when you combine it with one very familiar item: garlic. And that's where this story really takes off. Garlic, nature's antibiotic. Now let's talk about garlic. Most of us know garlic as something we cook with. It adds taste, it smells wonderful, and for many people, it's a kitchen must-have. But garlic is so much more than just food. It's one of the most powerful natural germ fighters you'll ever find. Studies now show that garlic can be up to 6 times more powerful than some of the most commonly used doctor-given germ fighters. 6 times! That's not just old stories, that's science catching up to what old-time healers have known for hundreds of years. What makes garlic so special is its power to fight off harmful tiny living things, bad germs, and even certain types of swelling. It helps clean out the body from the inside. It helps your body fight sickness. It cuts down swelling and it gets into the blood quickly when put on the skin or eaten properly with food. But it's not just about science. I've seen the results in real life. I had a friend who suffered from repeated nose and face infections year after year. She started using garlic in a simple cloth pack, and within days, her breathing cleared up. Another friend used garlic oil for chest stuffiness and said it was the first time in months she could sleep without coughing. And maybe you're thinking, "I can't handle garlic, it's too strong." That's okay. You don't have to chew raw pieces. You can gently scrape it into warm soup, mix it with a little olive oil and spread it on toast. Or, as I'll show you shortly, you can use it right on the skin mixed with castor oil for powerful results. Without the burn, garlic knows where to go in the body. It seems to find the problem and go to work. And when it's teamed up with castor oil, something amazing happens. 2 simple things, 1 powerful healing tool. In just a moment, I'll show you exactly how to put the 2 together and how to use them safely and well in your daily life. How to make and apply the blend now that you know what castor oil and garlic can each do on their own. Let me show you how to bring them together into one simple, powerful healing treatment. You don't need anything fancy. In fact, everything you need is probably already in your home. Here's how to make it. Start with a clean piece of soft cotton cloth. You can use a thin washcloth, an old t-shirt cut into squares, or flannel if you have it. This cloth is going to be your pack. Think of it as the carrier that holds the healing things in place while your body takes them in. Next, place that cloth on top of a piece of plastic wrap or cooking paper. This helps keep the oil from leaking into your clothes or your sheets. Now, take your castor oil. You don't need a lot, just about 1 teaspoon, maybe even a little less. Gently pour it onto the middle of the cloth. Castor oil is very thick, so it will sit there like a small bubble at first. That's exactly what you want. Then, take a fresh piece of garlic and finely grate it. You can use a small kitchen grater or a garlic press. You only need a small amount, about half of a piece, or whatever you're comfortable with. Mix it gently into the castor oil on the cloth. Let it sit for a moment and begin to soak in. Once your pack is ready, place it directly onto the area you want to treat. That might be a sore knee, a stiff wrist, your lower back, or even your chest if you're dealing with stuffiness. Make sure the oil side is facing your skin, and then wrap the area gently with a towel, a bandage, or soft cloth to keep everything in place. Leave it on for at least 1 hour. You can also wear it overnight while you sleep, as long as you protect your bedding with a towel or an extra layer of clothing. The longer it stays on, the more deeply it can work. If you'd like to boost the effect, you can place a heating pad or hot water bottle over the pack. The warmth will help the castor oil go in even further and wake up the healing parts in the garlic. After you're done, just fold the cloth and store it in a plastic bag. You can reuse the same cloth for several days. Just add a few drops of fresh castor oil and a bit of garlic each time. That's it. No pills, no doctor's orders, just a natural mix made with care that can bring real help. And now let me tell you what happened when I used this for just 7 days. My story. What happened after 7 days. Let me tell you what happened to me after. Using the castor oil and garlic mix for just 7 days. I didn't expect a wonder. I wasn't even sure it would work. I've tried so many things over the years. Rubs, extra vitamins, stretching plans, even pain drugs that left me feeling foggy. Like many of you, I've learned to live with a certain level of hurt. I told myself, well, this is just how it is when you get older. But something in me was still hoping for something better, something basic, something that didn't need another doctor's note or a waiting room. So I gave this mix a try, just castor oil and garlic. That first night I put it on my wrist, an area that had been bothering me for years. It's the kind of pain that wakes you up when you try to roll over. It's quiet at times, but it wears on. You night after night. You feel it day after day. It limits what you can do, even the small things like pouring a kettle or closing a shirt. I followed the steps I shared with you earlier. I used a soft cloth. I added just a small amount of garlic, freshly grated, and a teaspoon of castor oil. I wrapped it gently and rested. The first night, I noticed something small. The pain didn't go away, but the area felt calmer, warmer, like the tightness was slowly easing. I slept a little better, and when I woke up, I didn't feel as stiff. The third night, I found myself moving my wrist more freely. It felt like the swelling was slowly melting. I could turn doorknobs without wincing. I didn't need to shake out my hand in the morning just to get it working. Then came the 7th day. I remember waking up and noticing something strange. I had slept through the night. No waking up from pain, no fixing the pack. I took it off that morning. looked at my wrist, and just smiled. The swelling had gone down. The dull ache was gone. It felt like I had turned back the clock 5 years, not because of some wonder cure, but because something natural, something gentle, had finally reached the root of the problem. I kept going. I used the same pack on my knees, an area that used to throb when the weather changed. Again, after about a week, the change was clear. I was getting up from chairs more easily. I walked farther. I felt more like myself, and the best part? No side effects, no upset stomach, no dizziness. Just a clean, comforting routine that I could do in my own home with things I trusted. I started telling friends. One of them, a retired teacher named Louise, began using the mix on her lower back. She'd had 3 tens of years of on and off pain from her teaching days, standing for hours on hard floors. Within 2 weeks, she called me in tears. She said, "I forgot what it felt like to move, without guarding every step." Another friend, a former mail carrier in his 70s, used the mix on an old hurt in his ankle. He said after 10 days, he started walking farther than he had in years. No brace, no limp, no fear of falling. Now, I'm not here to promise you a fix for everything. That's not what this is. But I am here to tell you that your body still has the power to heal. Even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s. Your body is still listening, and when you give it something natural, something safe, something feeding, it answers. This mix is one of those quiet, powerful tools, and all it asks of you is patience, steady use, and care. So if you've been living with hurt, if you've been feeling like your best days are behind you, please hear me when I say, it is not too late. You are not too old. You have not missed your chance. You have the right to feel well, to feel strong, to feel at home in your own body again. And maybe, just maybe, this simple mix of castor oil and garlic can be the start of that journey. Common health issues. This blend helps with. Let's talk about the real-life issues this castor oil and garlic mix can help with. I've spent years studying natural health answers and talking to people just like you who are looking for something gentle, something that works, and something they can actually do at home. What I've learned is this. The castor oil and garlic mix is far more flexible than most people know. Let's begin with one of the most common problems, arthritis. Arthritis is one of those conditions that slowly takes away your freedom, whether it's in your hands, knees, hips, or shoulders. It can make the easiest things feel impossible. Tying, shoes, opening jars, even holding a book. The stiffness, the swelling, the dull ache that comes and goes. It wears on you. This mix works wonderfully here. Castor oil fights swelling by nature. It doesn't just sit on top of the skin. It soaks deep into the tissue where that swelling lives. And garlic, with its strong germ-fighting and swelling-fighting powers, helps to calm the body's overreaction. Together they soothe the joints, increase blood flow, and reduce stiffness over time. I know someone in her late 70s who was using this treatment on her finger joints. She was sure she'd have to give up knitting after 60 years. After just 2 weeks of daily use, she called to say, "I'm back to making scarves for the grandkids." Next, let's talk about bone spurs. Bone spurs form when the body tries to protect itself by building extra bone, usually from long-term stress or swelling. I once had a small spur on my heel that made walking painful, especially in the mornings. When I began putting the mix on regularly, I was amazed at how it softened the tissue around the area. Within weeks, the pain began to fade. A foot doctor even noted that the swelling had gone down greatly. Here's something to remember. The longer the bone spur has been there, the longer it takes to break down. But stay steady. If it's been there for 3 months, it might take 3 weeks. If it's been there for 3 years, give it 3 months. Healing takes time, but it is possible. Now let's move on to breathing problems like chest infections, hard breathing, and chest stuffiness. This is where the mix truly shines. Garlic is known for breaking up thick fluid and easing tightness in the chest. And when it's mixed with castor oil and put on the chest area, the warmth and deep reaching help loosen that stuffiness. One woman I spoke with used it on her chest during a bad winter cold. She said within hours, she could feel her breathing start to clear. After a few nights of use, her cough was gone. For nose issues, like ongoing nose infections or pressure headaches, you can use a smaller pack right over your nose area or forehead. Just make sure to avoid getting too close to the eyes or nose holes. The mix of castor oil's deep reach and garlic's infection-fighting strength can reduce swelling and clear out nose blocks gently. Now let's talk about stomach issues, which are all too common as we age. Things slow down. Bloating, hard pooping, and general hurt become more frequent. Castor oil has long been used to help bowel movement, but instead of taking it by mouth, which can be upsetting to some people, you can put the mix outside on your belly. I've heard from people who used it for stubborn, hard pooping, and within days, their digestion was smoother, more regular, and far more comfortable. One retired nurse told me, "I used to fear eating because I knew what was coming after. Now I feel like my body is working again." Another powerful use: growths and fluid-filled sacs, especially in women. There was a young woman I met who had a 3-inch growth in her womb. She put the pack over her lower belly nearly every night for 5 months, mixed with some natural hormone help. Her growth shrank by more than half, and just as important, she was no longer in pain. Her monthly time normalized, her energy came back, and she avoided cutting. Let's not forget skin problems like itchy patches and scaly skin. Both can cause redness, itching, flaking, and upset. The castor oil and garlic mix, when put gently on these areas, can reduce swelling, soothe itching, and help the skin make new cells. Just be careful with how much garlic you use on tender skin. A little goes a long way. And then there are the more delicate issues like swollen veins in the bottom area. Yes, it might sound odd, but this mix frozen into a small shape and put carefully can bring fast help. Castor oil reduces swelling and helps tissue repair. Garlic calms infection and upset. The cold helps with quick comfort. Together, they make a powerful team. Some people have also reported help from gallstones and liver stuffiness when they put the pack on the upper right side of their belly. That's where the liver and gallbladder sit, just below the rib cage. With regular use, the mix may help break down buildup and support liver work, especially when mixed with good water drinking and healthy food. Even kidney stones and general kidney help can benefit from this method. The key is steady use and placement. Use the pack on the lower back where the kidneys rest and give it time to work. You don't have to suffer quietly. You don't have to accept hurt as your new normal. With just 2 natural things and a little promise, you can support your body in the most gentle, working way. You may not feel something overnight, but day by day, night by night, your body begins to answer. The swelling softens, the stiffness loosens, the pain begins to fade. And the best part, you're not covering up signs. You're helping your body heal at the root. Up next, I'll share how to use this mix safely and the few important things you need to know before starting. Safety, tips, and best practices. Before you begin using this, mix regularly. Let's take a few moments to go over the safety rules and best ways. I want you to feel sure, comfortable, and completely ready when trying this for yourself or for a loved one. First of all, the good news. This treatment is gentle, natural, and very well taken by most people. But like anything we put on the body, there are a few important things to keep in mind. Let's start with the basics. Number 1, never put raw garlic directly on your skin. Garlic is powerful. When it's raw and not mixed, it can burn the skin, especially in tender areas. That's why we always mix it with castor oil, and we always put it on a cloth, never directly on the skin. When making the pack, use just a small amount of freshly grated garlic. Think of it like adding taste, not too much. A little goes a long way. If your skin is very tender or if you're putting the mix on areas like the chest, neck, or inner legs, You can even let the grated garlic sit in the castor oil for a few minutes, then strain it out before putting it on. That way, you get the good things without the risk of upset. Number 2, always use a barrier. Whether it's a thin cotton cloth, flannel, or even folded thin cloth, make sure the mix goes on the cloth first, never directly onto your skin. This is especially important if you plan to leave it on overnight. You want slow, steady taking in, not too much all at once. Number 3, test it first. If this is your first time using castor oil or garlic on your skin, do a small spot test. Put the ready pack on the inside of your forearm and leave it there for 15 to 20 minutes. Watch for any redness, itching, or hurt. If all looks good, you're likely safe to move forward. Number 4, don't swallow castor oil unless told by a health care helper. Castor oil has been used inside for hard pooping, but it can be rough on the stomach system and cause cramping or drying. For our needs, we are using it outside on the skin only. Number 5, protect your clothes and bedding. Castor oil is very thick and sticky. It doesn't wash out easily. So before you lie down with your pack, make sure the area is covered with an old towel or a piece of plastic wrap. Some people wear an old t-shirt or sleep clothes they keep just for their pack. Number 6, reuse your pack safely. After each use, you can fold the pack cloth and store it in a small zip-top bag in the cool box or cool dark place. Just add a bit more fresh castor oil before each use. After about a week or so, or when the cloth starts to feel stiff or different in color, go ahead and make a new one. Number 7, listen to your body. If you notice any skin upset, stomach upset, or hurt after starting this plan, pause and look again. Not everybody answers the same way, and that's okay. Start slow, take your time, and change as needed. And number 8, use heat wisely. Adding a heating pad or hot water bottle over your pack can help the oil go in more deeply, but be careful. Make sure the heat is comfortable, not too hot. You want gentle warmth, not a burn. Now let's talk about how often to use this treatment. For most people, putting on the mix once a day is enough. I usually suggest starting with 5 nights a week, especially if you're aiming at joint pain, swelling, or stomach issues. If you're seeing getting better and want to keep going, you can increase to nightly use. You can also wear the pack during the day if you like. Just make sure it's tight and won't leak through your clothing. Some people like to wear it for 2 to 3 hours in the afternoon while resting or reading. Others like overnight use, especially for deeper joint pain or long-time swelling. When used steadily, the results build over time. This isn't a quick fix. It's a gentle, steady shift in your body's power to heal. That's why I push people to promise at least 7 days, then look again. If you're noticing getting better, better sleep, easier movement, less swelling, keep going. And finally, always talk with your doctor if you're now under care for a health problem. This mix is meant to support your health, not replace needed care. But for many people, it becomes a valuable part of their plan, a natural friend to whatever other steps they're already taking. So there you have it. Safe, simple steps to get started with trust. Up next, we'll talk about something deeper, the feeling side of healing. Because this treatment is not just about body pain. It's about hope, about reconnecting with your body, and about remembering that healing is always possible at any age. Closing thoughts, I want to close today with something personal. You see, we often talk about healing like it's only about the body, about pain, signs, finding out what's wrong, and drugs. But real healing goes deeper than that. It's not just about getting rid of hurt. It's about getting back something that pain has taken away. Your freedom, your peace, your trust, your joy. And that's what this little mix, castor oil and garlic, has given back to me and to so many others. It's not magic, it's not overnight, and it's not perfect, but it's a step, a small, gentle step in the way of feeling good again. And when you take that first step, something shifts inside you. You start to remember what it feels like to feel hopeful again. You start to believe, maybe for the first time in a long time, that your best years are not behind you. You remember that your body is still alive, still wise, and still trying, always trying, to heal. Maybe you've lived with pain for years. Maybe it's something new. Maybe you've been told, that's just how it is now, and you've tried to accept it. But something inside you is still searching. You're not done, and that's a beautiful thing. Let me say this to you clearly. It is not too late. You are not too old. You are not too broken. You have not missed your chance. You deserve comfort. You deserve ease. You deserve to feel at home in your own skin again. I made this video not just to show you how to make a pack. I made it to remind you that healing is still open to you. That something as simple as a cloth, some castor oil, and a piece of garlic can bring a sense of comfort and calm you thought was long gone. And the most beautiful part, you don't have to go through this alone. If you've made it this far, I want you to do something for yourself and for others who might be feeling the same way. In the comments, type the words, "I'm ready." Just those two simple words. It might feel small, but it's a powerful saying. You're not giving up. You're still choosing healing. You're still willing to take that first step.